So, welcome to this video lecture series on the fundamentals of electrical engineering. This subject is included in the Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education, Mumbai. For the second semester of electrical engineering for diploma student, there are total 6 subjects included in this semester. All these subjects are interrelated with each other. Out of these 6, only 5 should have a theory part and 1 is only having a practical part. This subject is known as business communication using the computers. Some concepts from the mathematics are related with the physics, and some concepts from the physics are related with fundamentals of electrical engineering. These basics of mechanical engineering is the core subject for the electrical engineering student. It is included to know about the some concepts of the thermal power plant, where through which we are generating the electrical energy. So, by studying this subject, student will be able to know the basic parameters regarding these thermal power plants, as well as some parts regarding this mechanical engineering. In this lecture, we will discuss about the syllabus for this fundamentals of electrical engineering. This is the basic subject, and the concepts included in this syllabus are also very basic parts. This is common to EE, EP and EU. It is included in the second semester, and the name of the subject is Fundamentals of Electrical Engineering, and the course code is 22212. Let me zoom out to understand the concepts. So, the rationale of the subjects are: every electrical engineer should know about how to handle the electrical machines, how to read the current, voltage and the power consumed by the electrical equipments and the device with the electrical instruments. Besides that, he will also the operation of the power system, the protection scheme and the control scheme available at the power station, transmission system and also at the utilization section. He also knows about the concept, rules and the laws of the electric as well as the magnetic circuit. These two parts, that is electric and the magnetic circuits, are correlated with each other. We can say the magnetic effect is an effect of electric current also, or from the magnetic phenomenon we can generate the electrical energy. So, in this way this subject is a very basic part and it will be studied by the student, and they will also get some knowledge for further study. Second point is competency. What is meant by competency? After studying this subject, students will be able to understand the basic principles and the concepts of the electrical engineering, and they will be able to apply these principles and concept at different applications. The course outcomes are as follows: the theory and the practical experience of this subject will enhance the quality of the student, enhance the knowledge of the student, so that he will be able to, first let us check first, determine the various parameters used in the electric circuit. Electric circuit is a very large part. It will include from the generating station, transmission section and the utilization section. all the components. Sometimes the whole transmission line can be summarized or can be drawn at on a single sheet. At that time he will be able to know what are the different parameters of the electrical circuit. The parameters are such as voltage, current, resistance, conductance, resistivity. These are the some basic parameters. Second CO is he will be able to use the basic laws of the electrical engineering. The whole concept of electrical engineering is very similar to or it is analogous to the water flow system. The flow of water is very analogous to flow of electrons, that is also defined as current. The pressure available at the tank in the water, it is very similar or analogous to the potential difference or the voltage of the particular battery. So there are some laws such as Faraday's laws, Lenz's laws, Kirchhoff's laws. They will define, these are the persons and they will study this electrical engineering, and they have defined different laws. So he will be able to know about these laws. Make use of capacitor in the different condition. Early days this capacitor is used for charging purposes. After invention of alternating current supply after 1880 or 1885, Nikola Tesla has invented transformer, and he says that for a long transmission line to transfer power at a longer distance, AC supply is better than the DC supply. So sometimes these capacitors nowadays used as the power factor improvement devices. Then next, use of principle of magnetism. This is also most important parameter. Nowadays induction motors and electric cranes and some electromagnets are used in the general applications. So the principle of magnetism is most important parameter. And last is he will be able to use the principle of electromagnetism. He will be able to use this electromagnetism principle in so many different applications. A very common application used by all the people is early days a bell, ting tong bell. So there we are using the electromagnetism, principle of electromagnetism. Then next point is teaching scheme. See, it is very simple, 4 lecture, 1 tutorial and 2 hours for practical. This is hourly, weekly schedule. This paper is for 3 hours, maximum 70 marks. 28 marks are the minimum for the end semester exam. PA stand for progressive assessment. This PA includes 30 marks. This 30 marks will be divided into 2 parts. One is known as test and another part is for micro project. This test is for 20 marks and this micro project is for 10 marks. For the practical section, this subject is divided into 2 parts, end semester exam and progressive assessment. Let me reduce the thickness of this pen. I think it is good. It is at the same. So let me reduce again. Okay, it is now good. This end semester exam is for 25 marks. Please remember here or see here very carefully hash. Hash indicates it is the external practical. External person will come and he will ask all the questions related to the practical. This PA stand for progressive assessment and it is for 25 marks. So total you will get 50 marks for the practical section, and for theoretical section it is for 100 marks. So weightage of this subject is total 150. Next is the course map. This is most important parameter. In the course map, COs, PROs, UOs and ADOs and other topics are discussed, and they will be interrelated with each other. Let me see how this course map is drawn. So this is the course map for electrical engineering. It is somewhat not clear, but after taking the print you can be able to see details about this part. This course map indicates us the apply the Lenz's laws and the different properties. These are the some COs that we had studied here. These are the COs, five COs. So these COs, how these are related with different parts, it will be shown in this course map. The next point is the suggested practical exercise. What are the different practicals to be completed in this fundamentals of electrical engineering? It is shown here. So these are the PROs, that is practical outcomes. There were total, I think, let me check, 16 practicals to be completed for this electrical engineering. So let me see what are the contents of the practical. Trace your electrical engineering laboratory. Firstly, we had to visit about our electrical engineering laboratory available in the college premises. First, draw the layout of the electrical laboratory. That is, where is the mains part, where is the conductors, how these conductors are installed, what type of the what we can say the type of wiring is used, whether it is conduit, whether it is casing, or whether it is wooden, TCS or any other type, whether cables are used, what is the rating of the cables. All this parameter should be studied, and it will be drawn in the electrical in this first part. Prepare charts of the electrical safety and demonstrate the operation of fire extinguishing equipment. Now, while working with the electrical components and electrical parameters, it is very important to protect ourselves from the electrical supply. And sometime if fire generates, or if some incidents may happen due to the short circuit, then at that time extinguishing equipments are also most important. What type of extinguishing equipment we are using, that we will study in this practical one. Demonstrate use of electrical tools such as pliers, screwdriver, insulation tester, and all some equipment. So practical one deals with the basic components to be used in the electrical engineering. Practical 2, measure EMF of the DC source. Please remember, EMF stands for electromotive force. Now EMF means to flow the electron, some energy is required. So that energy is known as electromotive force. So it is also known as potential difference. Potential difference, it is the difference between the two charged particles, or two what we can say, two parts of the battery. So we had to measure the EMF of the DC source to calculate its internal resistance. This is the first part of an external load. Please remember, there are different type of load available for the electrical supply, such as lighting load, heating load, and motoring load, like this. Second part, EMF of DC source, and calculate its internal resistance by connecting an external load. This is part 2 of this practical, and this is part 1. Further in practical schedule we will discuss, you will get details about these parameters. Fourth, determine the equivalent resistance of the series connection. And I think fifth is determine the equivalent resistance of the parallel connection. Please remember, series and parallel connections are the two type of the connection which are used in the electrical supply system for connecting the loads as per the loading condition. If load is voltage, then it should be connected in parallel connection, and if load is current dependent, it should be connected in the series connection. Please also know that remember that in the parallel connection voltage is same, and in the series connection current flowing through all the loads is same. Then sixth is use of Kirchhoff's current laws, Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current laws, and similarly for determining the voltage and currents in the electrical circuit. Practical 8, in the series connected circuit determine the equivalent capacitance. Similarly, the loads, as I said, loads are classified into different categories. Mainly loads are depends on resistive concept, inductive concept, and the capacitive concept. So whenever capacitance are connected in series, what should be the total equivalent capacitance? Then if they are connected in parallel, what should be the total equivalent capacitance? That we had to study here. Then next, determine the time constant for analytically and graphically included the charging of the capacitor. This part 10 and 11 is very common, and it is also to be studied in the physics. So what we had to study here, RC is constant, that is resistance and capacitor circuit, and we had to study mainly the charging and discharging of the capacitor. 12th, it depends on the magnetic material. These are the study of the BH curve. B stand for magnetic flux density, H stand for magnetic field intensity, and this BH curve is somewhat look like this. This is the BH curve. Here we draw B and here we plot H. Please remember what will be the area, that will be the particular loss. If area is greater like this, then you will found, and if area is smaller, then you will found a smaller loss. Non-magnetic material should have a straight line, and magnetic material should have such a type of plot. In the 15 practical, we had to study Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction. Then we had to study about statically and dynamically induced EMF. Then in the 16 practical, it is part 1 and it is part 2 that will be studied, and you will get details in the practical lab manuals. So these are the 16 practical that you had to study in this fundamentals of electrical engineering. Please remember that this whole syllabus is designed as per the Bloom's taxonomy. So here, by analyzing whole practicals, your psychomotoric skill will increase, and accordingly all the student will able to handle all the equipments very efficiently by doing all the practicals. Precision level also increases, and it will help for the personal growth of the student also. The next, performance indicators. These are the performance indicator, total 100 marks. Practical setup, how to install the practical setup, setting an operation, safety measure, observations, interpreting the result, and answer to the simple questions, and submission of the report in the time. So this will be done by the student. then let me discuss the further part. To some computer problems, the system was hanged. Then here is the list of the equipments, and these are the some safety precautions to be followed. That is, follow safety practices, good housekeeping, demonstrate working as a team leader, maintain tools and equipment, follow ethical practices. The diploma scheme is defined as to improve the student as per the levels. First year is the evaluating level, second is the organizing level, and third is the characterizing level. These are the major equipments that are used for these fundamentals of electrical engineering. These are the ammeters 0 to 5 ampere, voltmeters 0 to 150 or 300 volt. These all are PMMC. PMMC stand for Permanent Magnet Moving Coil Instrument. DC voltmeter range 15, 30 and 75 as per the BIS standard. Here we had to use also rheostat, which is made from nichrome wire and wound on the epoxy resin class F insulating tube. There are different type of insulators also, class A, class B, class C, class E, like this, depending on the temperature range. Then rheostat also for 90 ohm up to 5 ampere, rheostat for 35 ohm up to 10 ampere, rheostat for 350 ohm up to 15 ampere, a DC supply up to 30 volt, and oil field capacitor and electrolytic capacitor, and we had to use the galvanometer also. So these are the some practical equipments that we had to use. Now let me come to the main part, that is units. There are total 5 units to study. Further, what type of books, what is the rating, what is the hours to be studied, that will be shown. Unit 1, basic electrical parameters. This indicates, here we had to study the basic parameters of the electrical engineering. Early days what happened, this electrical supply is used for industrial purpose only. Further, as the development grows and invention of the new equipments happened, so further that this DC supply is used for household purposes also. After 1885, alternating current has invented transformer, and further details that we will study in the latter parts. So basic parameters are the voltage source, current source, ideal and the practical. Voltage and current source are there are two types of voltage and current sources, that is dependent and independent sources. This whole theory in the first year, I think it depends, it deals with independent type of the sources. Dependent sources are drawn in the diamond shaped structure like this, and independent sources are drawn either like this, this is the positive negative, or like this, let positive and negative. Another point we had to study, that is electric current, electric potential, potential difference, electromotive force. In the basic parameters also about the concept of voltage, current and their resistance, also about work, power and energy, resistance, its temperature, effect and types of the resistor and their applications also. Also here a student will be able to know about effects of the electric current, that is heating effect, magnetic effect and the chemical effect. On these effect the loads are dependent, such as on the heating effect, the heater, and the magnetic effect you will found induction motor or DC motor, and the chemical effect for the electroplating. So these are the some basic parameters that all student had to study in this unit number 1. Then unit number 2 is the DC circuit. Here the application of different laws, Ohm's laws, Kirchhoff's laws has to study by the student. Calculate the equivalent resistance for the given circuit, distinguish between the two parameters. The Ohm's law, internal resistance of the source. Please remember that what is meant by the internal resistance. Every source, let it is a voltage source, it is having some material that will oppose the flow of electrons or oppose the flow of current by itself. This is known as the internal resistance. It is drawn like this. This is the internal resistance. For voltage source, please remember internal resistance is always in the series connection, and for the current source, please remember it should be always in the parallel connection like this. Further, when you will study in detail, you will able to know why it is connected in series and parallel. Then the combination of resistances in the series, combination of resistances in parallel, then active, passive. These are the some basic definition. Active, passive. What is in the active? If any circuit is having any source, then it is known as active source, active circuit. And if any circuit, suppose this is one circuit, one resistance, three resistances are connected like this, there is no any source, so this circuit is known as the passive circuit. Similarly, active source and passive source are also there, linear and non-linear, whose parameter, material whose suppose this is the resistance, his properties are constant with respect to time, it is known as linear. And if properties varies, then it is known as non-linear. Then unilateral and the bilateral means, suppose this is a resistance, current can flows in this resistance in this direction, and if we change the supply, then current also flows in the opposite direction. This is known as the bilateral. And unilateral means only one direction. Then passive and active network, branch, loop, node, mesh, and all the application of all these parameters into these laws, Kirchhoff's current laws and Kirchhoff's voltage laws. These are also semi-analogous. These are also studied in the physics and also in the fundamentals of electronics engineering. Third unit is capacitors. In the capacitors, we had to see about the construction of the capacitor, its working, and what should be the given value of the capacitor, and charging and discharging. That is capacitor, parallel plate capacitor, various types of connections used in the capacitor, mainly energy stored in the capacitor. Capacitor is drawn like this, two parallel lines. So here, due to some charge, dielectric material, when you apply like this, you will found here some energy will be stored, and how this energy stored, what is the formula, that will be studied in this energy stored in the capacitor. Then charging and discharging of the capacitor, breakdown voltage of the capacitor. Breakdown voltage means the voltage applied across this part. If this capacitor gets short circuited, current flows, then that voltage is known as the breakdown voltage. Dielectric strength, the material what are using here, this material is known as dielectric material, its strength we had to study. We had to also discuss about the capacitors and their application. Fourth is magnetic circuit. It is most important and very curious unit in this fundamentals of electrical engineering. So many different applications are also there. all student can also make a small projects on these magnetic circuits. Distinguish between the terms related to the magnetic circuit, plot the BH curve, comparison performance of the series and magnetic circuits. But we had to study magnetic lines of force, flux density, magnetic flux density. Please remember that. Suppose it is a bar magnet, north pole, and another opposite polarity polarized magnet, suppose south pole we will put here near to each other. We will find here attraction between these two parts, and these are, if these are of the same polarity, you will find a repulsion. Now these north pole emits some lines, imaginary lines. These lines are like this. So these lines are known as magnetic lines of force. Some lines will complete their path like this. These are bended. This portion is known as fringing, and some lines will complete their path like this externally. On the another side of this bar magnet there will be south pole. These lines will complete their path externally, and these will complete their path internally. A single line will draw like this. Please always remember, these magnetic lines of force are the closed path, closed lines. These are not parallel to these are not open circuited or open path. And here we had to discuss about magnetomotive force, permeance, reluctance, electric reluctivity, and all these parameters. And here we will discuss about magnetic circuits, series magnetic circuit and the parallel magnetic circuit. Then magnetization curve, that is BS curve, and the hysteresis loop. Please remember, this hysteresis word is taken from the Greek language. So let me see the further unit. Unit number 5 depends on the magnetic circuit. The concept that you will study in the unit number 4 that are the most important and will be used for the unit number 5 also. Here we had to study about electromagnetic induction, that is use of Faraday's law, distinguished type of the EMF, Faraday's law to calculate EMF, and energy stored in the magnetic field. So development of induced EMF, Faraday's law, electromagnetic induction. Please remember that Fleming's right hand rule and Fleming's left hand rule. These two rules are useful for this generation of electrical engineering, electrical supply in the generators, bigger generators. Here also we had to study about static and dynamic EMF. Static EMF means stationary, dynamic means movable. Fleming's right hand rule, Lenz's law. Here we had to also study about self inductance, coefficient of self inductance, mutual inductance, and inductance in series. Please remember, inductance is drawn like this. This is the symbol of inductance. Means whenever conductor is wounded such like this over the particular portion, then this wounding portion is known as the inductance. So see, these are the total questions and total distribution of theory marks. Please remember basic parameters, remember level is 2, and electromagnetic induction, remember level is 4. Electromagnetic induction is having 20 marks and all the others are having 12, and magnetic circuit is having 14 marks. So this is most important unit to get maximum marks. Then application level is available, greater available at this electromagnetic induction. Then students' activity, this is the most important parameter. With the co-curricular laboratory activities, student can do co-curricular activities like this. Illustrate the situation wherein electrical engineering is required. energy is required. Prepare the models of mini projects. Prepare a power plant related to basic of electrical engineering. PowerPoint presentation. Prepare a chart and the relevant industrial application. Prepare the question bank referring the old MSBT papers. So these are the tasks can be done by the student. Then the suggested practical strategy is that student can do massive open online courses, that is MOOCs, available at NPTEL. So they can do these courses, and these courses will be helpful for further study also. Then student can choose subtopics and subtopics, and self-directive learning is most important part in the engineering. With respect to all this part, student can do the micro project. Suggested micro projects, see, these are the list of some micro projects. They had to do 16-hour engagement during this course, and they had to develop their weekly diary, that is weekly diary for this micro project. Write down all the details that to be studied in this micro project. Then my list of micro projects are: types of electrical equipment, resistance, collect the photographs of resistance, prepare the model like this. Capacitor, collect the photographs. Inductors, collect the photographs. And student can also use the micro projects available on the YouTube, on the internet IoT devices, on the Electrical For You website. So from that they can create a micro project. The books referred to get a knowledge of this fundamental of electrical engineering is the basic the textbook of electrical engineering volume 1, written by B.L. Thereja and A.K. Thereja. Student can also refer this basics of electrical engineering by Mittal, and fundamentals Saxena, and all these. Student will be able to know, student should remember the publications also. For further analysis, for further study, they will always remember the publication and the author. This is the most important parameter. All student can get this PDF copy of these books on this website, that is PDF drive. This is the website. So from that student can download the books available for the electrical engineering. Then these are the some softwares student can enroll themselves for this NPTEL courses. Student can get details about Tesla, then different person who had work in the electrical engineering. Student can get micro projects from this Electrical For You, and student can also get some details, some video lectures available by the IIT peoples at the YouTube. So these are the some details that all student had to study for this fundamentals of electrical engineering. While analyzing this subject, analyzing this subject, this is the most important subject for this student who had entered in the polytechnic course. So in this way, in today's discussion, we had seen this syllabus for fundamentals of electrical engineering. I hope all you will get details and you will get some idea regarding this part. So myself Sangharsh Pillewan, lecturer in the electrical engineering, Government Polytechnic Khamgaon. I will also put further again some videos regarding this fundamentals of electrical engineering. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.